Hi everybody, how you doing? I'm popping on. I wanted to pop on earlier. Sorry, let me adjust a little bit. I wanted to pop on earlier this week, but I had a horrible allergy situation, and all of this was gross. All right, so I have abandoned the Zyrtec, which just made me tired, and I'm just working on coffee. So while the getting's good, let's do this. So, of course, last week there was the 34 count felony conviction. Yay! Yay! Now my little mushroom can go back in the garden where it belongs, right? Okay, no more of that craziness. We're done with that. So I pulled a couple questions beforehand, and I was going to redo with you guys, but honest to goodness, this just made so much sense. I figured I'm going to get my granddaughter to the bus, and I'm going to hop back in here and show you what I got. So my first question to the conviction was, how will the July 11th sentencing affect Trump? And I thought on this a little bit because I wasn't sure exactly how to interpret it. So you know what you want it to say, but you don't want it. I don't want to lead there, but this is what we've got. The reading for the card for the reading. I can talk. I'm sorry, I'm on Zyrtec withdrawal apparently. I got the 3 of Hearts. Now these are 3 legal swords through his heart. And then pulled our Trump citizen Donald J. Trump card, followed by the 8 of Cups, which is your evidence, but it's him walking away. It's him saying, oh, look how wonderful I am. Ignore that. I'm just going to walk away and pretend I never said that. Pretend I never did that. This denial and walking away like it didn't happen, like he doesn't want to deal with it. And he's not enough, right? He understands he's not enough. And then the center of the card reading was this. It was this Page of Wands really, to me, pulls me to think that it has something to do with the things that he was saying and the people in his orbit were saying, the threats and whatnot about the jurors, about Merchan's daughter, about Bragg getting hauled into Congress, all of these things that he's taking into account because he can't ignore it. You cannot ignore this piece when you hear from your probation officer and you know what he's been doing in public. You can read it. You understand you have security because of this. This is going to be a piece of this. He's going to understand that he's either going to get dinged because of what he's done, or he's going to continue it, maybe even be a little bit more forceful in the words that he chooses before this July 11th ruling comes out. But then I got our Queen of Swords, and it's almost like, okay, you did it. Here you go. Here you go. This is what you did, and here you go, 10 of Swords. So because this card started on this 3 of Hearts, and it ended in the 10, 3 of Swords, and it ended on the 10 of Swords, I'm really feeling like this is going to affect him health-wise. I don't understand how it can't. It's affecting me. Like, I'm feeling kind of, you get anxious. It's not even our trial, though we understand that we, as a collective, have been negatively hurt by the things he's done and said. Now, the actions he's had, the people he's had in office, the things that they've done, the United States citizen is effectually, like, we are the victims of these crimes, right? All of New York was a victim of these crimes that he committed. So my next question was, how will July 11th affect Trump's persona to the public? So the card I got was this. And this is what I was thinking on all morning. And yes, this can be crimes, this can be addiction, this can be negative behavior, but this to me kept looking like this is Trump, and these are the people below him that did what they did because they were chained to him. They were all in this group together, but he cast them out to do the things that needed to be done for him. And if this is the persona, and it is the persona that's being perceived, people are not there. I haven't heard people in my area, and we have a lot of Republicans in this area. I have not heard them defending him. I've heard, oh, everything's corrupt, everybody's corrupt, it's all, but they're not saying he's innocent because he knows he's not innocent. He didn't run his defense on being innocent. He ran it on all the various other things. Somebody else did it too or whatnot, So then I had our high priestess. And yeah, do you notice what these all are? These are all major arcana. We got the high priestess, followed by the hermit, followed by death. And the bottom of the deck was the sun card. We all can see now how this guy, he hid. Maybe it's just Stormy Daniels, but I don't think that's the deal. I think people are understanding that women in general are things he uses, and then he hides away under these, non-disclosure agreements. And what they did in secret and what he did, he came up with this. And his persona is dead. His persona to the public has reached. It's like he's at a fork in the road, and he's just wandering off. He's just wandering off. There's no saving what he did. There's no saving his persona at this point. He's going to hang into it and say that he deserves to be able to do these things. Or he should be able to do these things. But how many people are going to listen to that and like, yeah, if that was my daughter, he should be able to do it if it was with my daughter or my granddaughter or my wife. Nobody's going to follow that mindset. So the next thing I did is I went over to my House of Lenormand cards and I pulled some cards on what will Mershon rule. What will Mershon rule for the July 11th, the ruling? So I got the key card. And I had asked, is he going to go to the big house? Which was kind of funny because Midas Touch, they always say, don't send him to the White House, send him to the big house, right? So I'm like, is he going to go to the big house? So I have a key, which is your answers. It can also be a literal key. I got this big house, right? But it could also be one of his homes. I got this letter. This could be the ruling. This could be the information that's going to be put out. These are the rules. These are the consequences. There's his commitment to blocking him. Okay? So Mershon's mindset is, what actions do you take? Where do you put them? And you lock it in. I mean, you've got a key in the front, and you've got this binding ring right here as well. So you've got this ruling's going to be tight. I don't know what it's going to be. Nobody does. But it's sure going to be interesting to find out what he decides to do, because I think he knows more than anybody else that if he just skates by with nothing, then this is all for naught. Though a judge doesn't have the right to just sit back and just do whatever he wants. There are rules, there are boundaries, there's set case precedent. I had a thought last night. I was talking with someone about the Hunter Biden verdict, and my thought on this is, wouldn't it be awful if the Biden campaign is talking, and I don't think this is happening, but this is just my brain. Are they wondering that if Mershon gives Trump jail time, then Biden's son Hunter will end up with jail time more than normal as a retaliation, or as, to justify what he did. I don't know. It's just my mind thinking. So I pulled another set of cards. I pulled 4 cards from the House of Lenormand, and my question, no, it wasn't even my question. It was somebody else's question, was Mershon's thoughts. Okay, what are his thoughts on this? What is he thinking, right? And I got our card for wisdom. I mean, this is aged wisdom. This is the man who runs a mental health court. He has dealt with people with serious issues who commit crimes while they're having serious issues and possibly not getting treatment for it. So he has a way of understanding that there's more balance to this than just guilty, innocent. There's, you did this, but do you need mental help, or do you need prison? Or do you need both? how does this work? So he's very wise. He's got many years under his belt, and whatever he comes up with is going to be very interesting. So with the House of Lenormand, when I'm talking about prison, the tower comes up because Lenormand, for me, tends to have more true, tangible things. Like, is he going to the big house? I got the house, right? But then I said, okay, if he's going to go to jail, what are his thoughts? What did Marchand think of jail? So then I got the tower, which is the card that I assimilate to an institution, a jail, a mental institution, whatever, not home. And then I get this size, which is cutting something off, cutting something down, and that deceitful, venomous, lying, like wherever he goes, it's going to cut down Trump's ability to do the things he's been doing so far, right? And if you come back to the reading with about the, that Page of Wands card and what he did there, his Page of this, not this King of Wands, sorry, Page of Wands card, where we were discussing, what he's doing by way of the things he says or a third party people are doing. And in that restraining order, you're not allowed to say these things, right? You're not going to be doxing people. You're not going to be threatening people. But you're also not allowed to have another party do it at your behest. And when you don't say no publicly, you're allowing it. So to cut out all of this venom, this vitriol, I think that he knows that he needs to do something, right? So I had a couple more questions that I was going to read on, and I'll do those with you. Like I said, I don't normally do it without you. I like you to see what I get when I get it. It makes it more legitimate. I think people kind of trust it more, but I think if you've been watching all along, you kind of know where I lead. Well, not where I lead, but where my information goes and how my information is gathered. It's gathered in a very non-biased way. As I don't set things up. I hate that. I can't work that way, and I love it when it works. When you get some sense of justice coming through. Those are the messages I love. That hope and the justice coming through. It's fantastic. So I want to show you something before I do my next question. This over here is my string of hearts, which has gone crazy, and I need to cut it back. I need to repot it, replant it. Okay. That'll be another project for another afternoon. All right, so my next question. What is the effect on the parole officers, their meeting yesterday? What is the effect on Trump? What is the effect on him? Will there be effect on Trump? Well, there is, because he's already complaining, right? Complaining of losing his liquor license, his ability to travel. Let me see. Show me the effects on Trump today because of yesterday's or Monday's parole officer meeting. Okay. The bottom of the deck is the thief card. He still thinks he can get away with stuff. He still thinks he's going to be able to maneuver around this. The card for the reading is the Ace of Cups. Of course, he's out there crying, all emotional. I've been wrong. This is terrible. I'm going to lose my license. This isn't fair. This is not fair. So, the first card is the Hermit card, where he really needs to be looking inward and understanding what he did, why he did it, and why there are consequences. And we're celebrating because we know he's not doing that. There's nothing there. But he's strung up right now. He's strung up. And he's starting to realize that. The lights, come on. All right? Quiet as a tomb. He's working hard. He's working real hard to try to find ways around things. Now, is he going to attempt to put things in Don Jr.'s name or Eric's name so that they can get the license, so they can, like, he's going to be working on this. And his attorneys are going to be working on this. Everybody's going to kind of understand that he's different now. Even his ability to run a business it's kind of hamstringed. So you know how he always has foreign people coming to Mar-a-Lago? Is that going to be affected? If he can't go anywhere, does this affect anything as far as these people who come here? He's going to be monitored, right? He'll be monitored. Are they going to have pop-in drug tests for him? Because, come on, he's got nothing, right? I mean, any one of us would have had to have gone in. He would have had to pull out his wee willy winky and have his little pee test in front of the parole officer. And then he would scream how he was sexually assaulted. He was violated. He would have. I'm sorry if that triggered anyone. I didn't mean to trigger anyone. So because we have this treating him like some dear sweet little old, like, I keep getting this vision like they're treating him like if you think of some little old lady on your street, she's got with her cane going to the mailbox, and you want to go help her, like, oh, this poor little old lady needs so much help. We're going to take care of her and treat her in a way that, like, he'll use it. He'll use that act. He'll put that act on. Oh, poor me. It's so awful. Don't make me do the things. But will they? Will they take a couple of pee tests without him getting warning? Will they do random pee tests? Will they show up and do random? Who would do it? She's not going to fly down from New York to Mar-a-Lago. They have to wait for him to come to town. Do they order him to come to town? Because then it's not a surprise. If you're ordered to show up on next Thursday for your pee test, that does nothing, right? Or do they send in local law enforcement, who very well could be Trump fans? Let's see. Does he get a surprise rando testing like everyone else? Let's see. Let's see what we get. Maybe. we got the Ten of Swords. Like all these things just got put on him, right? And he's realizing, oh my goodness, I actually don't have the rights I used to have. I'm blocked, and that hurt, and what are you doing to me? Oh my God, no. My income is because of this law, this rule, this... Okay. Is this our parole officer? Possibly. It's a new beginning for him. It's a new time for him. It's a whole new time for him. And we're back to this. These two cards have come up twice now, at the beginning and the end. This is going to hurt him. Is this what's going to cause him to have the health issues? Is this what it is? Because I thought, I asked how July 11th will affect him, but maybe it starts now. Maybe this is where it all starts. Because, health events don't just start out of nothing, right? Unless it's a car accident or something. It doesn't start out of nowhere. You start having issues. Oh, that's the other one I wanted to ask about, and I'm going to write this down. Okay. The frothing at the mouth. So everything he does is, it's based on how it can serve him. What's the message? Everything has a message. He outs himself before others can say something bad about him. This whole Hannibal Lecter thing, I believe he talked about Hannibal Lecter and said how great he was, because he knew at Rikers there was The cell that he could have to go into with an adjoining room with a glass wall, just like out of Hannibal Lecter. And I think they explained it to him. So if Hannibal Lecter did it, he's going to make Hannibal sound great. So when he has it, he's going to be cool. So if you're letting out a video with the man, like, really froth, that wasn't just some spittle. That was a lot. I had a stepmother who had congenital heart failure. Okay. I know what could happen. But it came about as part of a health situation. Not saying it can't be rectified with hydration or whatnot, but your body does things in response to decline. Stress, things not working properly. Was that frothing at the mouth video something they were going to put out and just not saying anything on? Because he keeps doing it, and they figure at some point he's going to be in public. It's going to happen, right? So they're going to get ahead of the message by saying, oh, it's a nothing. Happens sometimes. Happened over there in that video, remember it? And it's nothing, but it's something. Was that frothing at the mouth piece of that video left in that video intentionally to gaslight us in the future? Was it left there on purpose because of something it's going to get worse and they know it? Tower's the card for the reading. They're battling something they can't control, right? You can control how his hair looks. You can control his makeup. You can control what he wears. Again, I think he wears the same thing absolutely all the time. So if he messes himself, he can change 4 times a day. No one will realize it. That's just me. Or he wants it to look like a superhero outfit. You know how you have Spider-Man in his outfit. You have Batman in his outfit. You have Trump in his outfit. But it's planned. It's all very strategic, right? Just the way the tie's really long to thin him out, right? The coloring is red, white, and blue, as we all know in marketing. If you put a flag on something, an eagle on something, USA or, freedom or something on, people will buy that. Literally, if I had this video up and I named myself something like Patriot Tarot, my numbers would be flipping crazy. But I'm not going to do that because that's not my vibe, right? So there's something and they know it. They're acknowledging there's something that they can't get away from here. And it's not going to be good. And they're pushing and they're holding out. Feel like they've got to get on top of this. They had to get in front of it. So there's something secretive that's coming to the top. Maybe it's the froth. Okay. Right. They're keeping the lid on it. They're keeping a lid on this. And it behooves them to keep the lid on it. And as MAGA, as Team Trump, or the Trump family, you got to keep a lid on this, right? You can't let this out too much. It's controlled. We're going to give you a little, just a little here and then, just balance it a little bit, right? Because there's going to be a lot coming out. And the message is, oh, he's got it together. He's fine. He's great. He's got everything. But he really doesn't. He really doesn't. He really doesn't. This is just talking. This. You can't talk yourself out of a tower moment. That's called gaslighting. When you're telling me I'm great, you're great and fine and wonderful. Everything's perfect. Meanwhile, you're going bankrupt. Everything's great and wonderful. Meanwhile, your spouse just filed for divorce. We're not gonna buy it. How is the voting population going to view this when it gets worse? How is the U.S. population going to view this when his health gets worse? How will they respond? How will the U.S. respond when his health gets worse right before our eyes? They refuse to address it. How will we respond? Again, we have a lot coming at us, everyone. A lot. They're going to do. We're going to see it, though. We're going to see that what they're doing is they're trying to gaslight us and manipulate us with their words. That's exactly what I just got. Okay? So I've got the Ten of Swords with their lovers. They're going to be disillusioned. They know this isn't good. Right? Because, I mean, then they can try to boost him up in this dynasty place where he's just most wonderful. Everything about his family is great. Everything's great and wonderful. Look at him. Look at him. He's so great, right? We've got these donors out there pushing it. We've got news media pushing it. Well, I say news. You know what I mean. Fox and whatnot. But there's that tower again. And honestly, this could be legal swords on them. This could be legal swords on all of his followers of media and whatnot, like the Rupert Murdochs, them and all their money. And there's something going down. When you stop being honest about what's going on, when it's big, when it's a tower, and you know it's fake, you lose. You know, they're going to, I mean, Hunter Biden's suing Marge. Systematic and Dominion sued Fox. And there's just this nastiness that comes out of people's mouths, and they think they can get away with it, and I don't understand why. You can't get away with anything now. Not with the computer, you know, at your fingertips. Everyone has one. With your phone or the information that's on it, whether it be good or bad. And I gotta say, with all the negative things, all these doctored videos, and all these fake narratives being pushed about like Trump's crowd size, all of these things, even back when we were talking about Princess Kate and the things that the British newspapers are trying to put out. Like, things were uncovered real fast. I think all of these years of us women out there watching these crime shows constantly has taught us to think more critically, to look into things. You hear my bird? Well, it's my son's bird, Vader. It's a little conure. He's got a little attitude. He's so fun. But he competes with the birds outside. He'll chat back and forth with them. So cute. So if I just want to see something. And I didn't want to read on this, but I think I'm going to. Is Hunter Biden going to serve time? I'm pretty convinced that Mershon's going to give Trump something. And doesn't it feel like there's like this duplicity? Everything that happens here is going to happen here, and it just goes back and forth. Always. And it's just crazy. It's crazy. Is Hunter going to end up with jail time for his gun charges? Okay. So there's going to be a ruling. There's going to be some documentation, something that's written up. The card for the reading is this heart. And there's this compassion. So there's Hunter, and he's stable now, right? He's stable. And then I have these stars. And I think that it's this. He has gone out and he has apologized. He's owned up to everything. He's paid taxes. He got rid of the gun. Like, there's all of these. He's gone through treatment many times, but he's been doing really well lately. I think because they see everything he's done and how compassionate he is, and he's remorseful. I don't see anything here that looks like jail time. I don't see anything. Okay. So with that, is he going to see jail time because of his tax the tax law case that's coming up. Now, he paid all his taxes. I don't know if he knew that he needed to pay the taxes and he didn't, but then he did eventually. I don't know what happened. I didn't get into it. But are they going to look at that and say, you already paid them? Kind of moot point, right? I mean, it was corrected. It was corrected. Is he going... Okay, something coming in and out. All right, so maybe the money in and out, right? Like he didn't pay out the money and he knew he needed to, so then he did pay it out. Will he get... Uh-oh. All right. So he might get some time. Guilt in this documentation saying he needs some time. It went in and out, but maybe it didn't go in and out when it's supposed to, or in the degree it needed to, but maybe. This doesn't look great. But I also feel like, even though Biden said he wasn't going to pardon him, once he gets into office, I'm wondering if he will. I'm wondering if he will. I wonder if he'll say, okay, you've been in for 3 months. That's good. He could. Horrible people have been pardoned. Innocent people have spent many years in. Nowhere is our justice system completely fail-proof. I wish there could be a way to make it fail-proof, but you can't. Will Biden pardon his son Hunter after he wins the election? I think so. Yeah. So there's going to be something here. The card for the reading is the wisdom card, the older, wiser. I think this is Biden making a decision. You know, he's coming up, he's deciding. He's deciding. And he talks to a lot of people. And there's this gift, but here's this woman. Does he do it for Jill? Does he do it for Hunter's children and his wife? So there's this business people and all that stuff, and it gets cut out. Like, do you think that he could possibly understand that? It's like, okay, he's not doing these things anymore. He's not attached to these people. He's not working with these people. He doesn't have the money. He's not going to profit off of this, okay? So if he cuts the sentence down, it's not like if Trump was given, 3 years and then they pardoned him. He'd go back to those business people. He'd go back to New York if he was allowed to still work there and continue to do the things he's always done, because we've seen him redo and redo and redo. So I think because of this woman, and maybe it's a judge or somebody, and they say, okay, you know what, your time served, let's chop it, let's cut it short. I hope that no one is ill, but I don't see the tree card here. Is this, let me read on this woman. What is this? Who is this woman? Is this woman in Hunter's energy sick? Is there a sick person? And that's why he's going to have his sentence cut short. Is there a woman with an illness coming up? Will there be a woman with an illness to cause his sentence to be cut short? I don't know. All right. Somebody older, so maybe it's Jill. Somebody older. So, there's an understanding of the struggle within their house. There's something, it's going to be public facing, and again, people, business people. And money from business people. Who is this? I don't know who this is. Who the heck are you? But I don't see like illness. I just see that, you know, the people, the business people, the cash flow. Business people and the cash flow, like, okay. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense. Okay, let's get some clarification on who are these people in this fish? Who are these? Who is this money flow, this cash flow, this something to do with a woman and cash flow? Could it be Marge? You know, he's suing her. Maybe they find something out. Maybe because of his lawsuit. I don't know. Something's coming to an end. Does this have something to do with Marge? Again, this is answers. Okay, so we've got this. There's something. There's like scheming by this man, and maybe this is Hunter's plan or his attorneys. Like they've got this plan to cut somebody out of the house. They have information. What if all of this was found? Maybe everything that's that he's up against is found that maybe she had some hand in it, and it was, I don't know. I have no answers for you. I have no answers for me. I don't know. It's very interesting, so I will stop there because I'm just going to go down a rabbit hole now. I don't want to do that. All right, everybody. I'm going to go take some Sudafed and head out for the day, get to work. So let's remain positive. I know yesterday felt heavy because of Hunter's his conviction. But you have to remember, just because we like someone doesn't mean we really know them if they're in the public eye, right? We don't really know them. And we know it hurts Joe, and we care for Joe. And we have, there are definitely two sides to this. We have Trump, who doesn't care about anyone but himself, has no remorse, hurts people along the way, and says, whatever, sucker, right? He will throw anyone under the bus, including his family. Nobody was really there for him during his trial. He didn't even care about his trial, right? He's sleeping, acting like he doesn't care. And then you have Hunter Biden, who his life started with trauma. Losing his mother and his sister, and he and his brother being in the hospital, that's a trauma. All those things are traumas. And then life at home changed because mommy's not there and your sister's not there and daddy has to go to work. So how does this work out? Like, it was very hard. So when Bo passed, I think that veil thinned, and he could feel that he wanted to be with his brother. Suicide's very common. It's not always, I cannot always honestly say you're better off, it'll be better tomorrow, right? Who am I to know? So what we see in Hunter is a man holding on. He's holding on. And when you get mixed up with drugs, or you get addicted to anything, it's so that you don't have to deal with the pain you feel. Pain is hard. When I lost my husband, I thought, you know what? I need to go back and start mourning the loss of these things along the way until his death. And I knew that if I didn't get into the muck and walk through the muck, step by step through the damn muck, not on drugs or anything, but honestly dealing with the pain, that I could eventually get to that other side and get up on that grassy hillside and walk through the beautiful landscaped park that was on the other side. But I can't hop and jump over. It's like you can't fast forward. You have to do the work. You have to deal with things. You have to address them. You have to understand pain hurts. I'm living in that pain today. And there are no steps to grief, because you're up one step, up 4 steps, down 6 steps, back in the alley somewhere, and then back up another step, and you're back and forth. And when you have family with you, they're all over the place. Best advice I ever gave my 3 sons is, do not get mad at your brothers if somebody's happy today. Do not get mad at them if they're feeling sad today. You're all going to be in different spots all the time, and you've got to be understanding towards one another. Different things are going to set you off. Different dates. The fact that the sky is sunny, there's just so many things that'll affect you. So when you have Hunter feeling and working through his messes and admitting to them, you understand this is a different kind of crime, right? It's not based off of who I can hurt. It's based off of I'm in pain and I need help. So we all felt that. And being empathetic, we don't like to see people hurt. We don't like to see the families of the people that are involved hurting. We don't like to see Jill there. We don't like to know that Joe wasn't there. That man wanted to be there more than anywhere else on the face of the planet. And I think the reason that he was okay being in Europe is because he knew he couldn't just get in a car and fly down to the courthouse. Because I swear he probably would have. So let me pull some cards on Joe. Because I think inevitably, at the end of the day, we feel for him. And we want him to be strong. We want him to be safe. We want him to remain solid in his standing and in his word, but compassionate too. We don't want him to become full of rage and anger and upset. We don't want him to go into a speech or debate with somebody and just start crying when they bring up Hunter's name. We need him strong. Though that to me is strong, nobody will see that as strong because this world is hard. So let me read on Joe. Let me get 5 good cards on Joe. Okay. We're going to start off with the Hierophant. Guide him. He's guided. I swear he knows Bo's with him. I swear he knows they're there. I swear it. Okay? And he's got this 8 of Wands message. Because it's him. He's got this message. And I don't normally read things upside down, but I'm going to. And his message is, even though there is this pain, we're going to find healing with it. And unfortunately, Hunter did some bad things. And it hurts him. But I like this card, and even though it's a 10 of Swords, she's still moving forward. There's still the breeze. She's still moving forward. He can still move forward through this. Right now, this is an immediate cut. And it's funny that you've got the 3 of Hearts the 3 of Swords. I keep saying that. The 3 of Swords and the 10 of Swords in Biden's reading as well. And I said these are like mirroring images of reality right now. We get this on this side of the bad. You get this on this side of the good. Then they're not always equal. You can still see them. They're there. It's like, how is this popping up at the very same time in history? How? But, yeah, you start anew. And you end that. Yeah, you start anew. You plant those seeds to start new, positive, hopeful, progress-driven responses. And you can put an end to that, right? You're going to put an end to this. It's going to be done. You're not gonna have this be some October surprise because you already know it's here, right? And he's sitting pretty. He's got things on his side. He has you know, his heart, that he is an emotional man, but it's a gift. That emotion is a gift. Because you know damn well that if Eric was found guilty of any of this stuff, not Eric, Don Jr. was guilty of any of this stuff, he would even be in court. He wouldn't go to court. He wouldn't care. There'd be no picture of him hugging. Like, there'd be none of that. None of that. And I don't think he's I don't know if he's just jealous of it, and this is what this whole damn thing's about. Dude, your dad didn't love you. Your dad was an ass, but instead of doing something different with your kids, you did the same thing. And then you got Joe. Life happened. It was awful. It was terrible. And you pick up that positive and you keep going. You've got seeds of hope. You've got to teach your children to be hopeful. So yes, there are things in this world that are horrendous, but you got to keep going. And we'll go together. We can keep going together. We don't need to be alone in all of this. And we can see the positive. And you need to appreciate the positive. And though things aren't perfect right now, things get better every day. Because you're putting that foot forward. You're bringing it out in yourself. And you're sharing it with others. And that love and that joy and that hope can be shared by so many. So I'm going to leave you guys. That was a lot. Okay. I'm going to leave you guys with that. And I'm going to be back in a few days. We're going to get through some of these fast flying issues that are just coming at us from all angles. I'll try to get some questions together or do some more readings. It's almost like be careful what you wish for. Like, we want Trump in jail, but if we want that so bad, does that mean Hunter gets jail? Do we have more control over this than we realize? Do we find compassion? Do we want fairness and justice no matter what? I say yes. I say yes because we need to have it. It's a hard place we're in right now. So I want everybody to just have a nice day. Go find something beautiful to do. Get out in the sun if you've got sun. If it's raining, enjoy the rain on the leaves. Find a spot. If you don't like your house because you're in a very tough situation or you're uncomfortable where you're at, get your head in a book. Watch a show that makes you laugh. Talk to a neighbor that you like. Go pet somebody's dog. You don't even have to have the dog. Go and be within yourself and bring about that joy and that love of this world we have, because we only have this one life right now, and we need to allow in all the good and the beautiful that we can for our very selves. Okay? And you deserve it. I love you all. You guys are just so amazing and wonderful. I want everybody to have a great day, and I will be back soon. Bye.